Well, hey there, everyone. Happy belated Thanksgiving and happy Black Friday today. I'm Tanya Cottrell, and I'm making this video today to talk to you about the standing of doTERRA in the midst of this year in 2020 and all that has happened, because I want to answer some questions that I keep hearing, and I hope that this will be really, really helpful to you. So I've had a lot of private conversations with team members and team leaders, and even with new people that are looking at coming into doTERRA, partnering with us on our team to build a doTERRA business to earn extra income. And there's some important questions that people have been asking. And I've got some answers for you, and I thought I better just get this out on a video so that you all have access to it. So the questions are, how stable are we as a company? What does the income earning opportunity look like now in light of all that has happened with the pandemic and the shutdowns and the way that the world has changed and all of this new normal talk? And so I think those are excellent, excellent questions. And I'm so glad to hear that people are asking those, because let's be honest, this is our lives, this is our future finances, this is our families, our income stability. It's at the forefront of all of our minds, right? Because of what we've seen happen with the economy and with other people's businesses and jobs, and maybe what you've experienced yourself, where you've watched loved ones go through some tough times, and you wanting to make sure that whatever you're doing with your time now is planning for the future in a wise way. So some of you are already building a doTERRA business, or you have been, and maybe you're a leader and you've got some great income coming in from doTERRA. Some of you maybe are just starting, or you're considering starting, and so you're asking these questions ahead of time. Have things changed, or have they changed for the better or the worse? I want to know. So that's why I'm here today. I'm going to answer those questions for you. So I'm going to tell you right out the gate, I think our income opportunity is amazing, and I think it's more important now than ever, and I think it has the potential to become the lifeline for many, many more people, financial lifeline. And I'm going to tell you why I believe that, and why we're seeing actually some people that didn't even build doTERRA before jumping in now, doing really well. Some that maybe kind of were sitting on the bench before, but realized, time is of the essence. I don't want to miss my opportunity. This could be income that, saves my bacon down the road if something happens to my job. We're seeing people have success re-engaging on that level, and we're generating a lot of new interest with people that are realizing maybe I shouldn't count on my 9-to-5 job as a stable sole income source. Maybe I need to diversify. Maybe I need an extra stream of income or a replacement stream of income. So why are people looking at doTERRA, and why do we have the opportunity to offer this kind of hope to people? If we're going to offer that to people, we need to know why. Why should they look at the doTERRA opportunity and see hope? Why should they see this as a solid, wise, smart investment of their time and their energy? So this is why. I'm going to go through my list. So the first is pretty obvious. We work from home. We can work from home. We do work from home, and that is kind of the thing people need now, right? If your job traditionally is working in an office, in a clinic, in a retail store, in any kind of setting where you could overnight be shut down or sent home, or said where you're not working until state restrictions lift, that's stressful. That's very, very stressful. And that has happened. We've watched that happen to friends, community members, people that we know all around us in the last year. And it has created a lot of hardship and a lot of insecurity, even in jobs where people thought they would never, ever have to worry about that. And it's just their reality. So working from home is amazing. I love being able to work, actually not just from home, from anywhere. If I want to work from my patio, I can. If I want to work from the park, when the weather's nice to take my kids there, I can. In past years, we've traveled the US in our RV, and I called my backpack my office. That was my office. It had a laptop, it had a notebook, and that's kind of what I needed to do most of my work. Other than having oils with me if I'm showing them to someone, You don't need a lot of supplies. You can do it from home. You can do it from anywhere that you can get Wi-Fi. We are considered an essential company. This is really critical, really critical. And this isn't something I ever had thought of until last spring. No one had that concept of like, what's an essential company, right? What's an essential business? So when everything started shutting down in March, I think the whole world, we were all together kind of taking a step back and looking like, wait, how far is this going to go? What is going to get shut down? And it was really interesting to see what happened with dōTERRA, because there were some other direct sales companies that shut down distribution because they were based in states that shut down non-essential businesses and their products were not essential. So I'm not going to out any companies, but if they're selling a product that wasn't, it was just kind of a luxury type product, some of them got temporarily shut down and their distributors couldn't sell anything. I felt so bad for them. With dōTERRA, we were affirmed that we were an essential company by the governor of the state where we're based. So I'm coming to you from Oregon, that's where I live, but our company is in Utah. And our owners actually are in very good standing, have a great relationship with the governor there, who assured the essential status last spring. We're a healthcare company. Our products, we have supplements, we have healthcare support products, we have things like sanitizing spray. All of those things are considered essential. Soap, hand wash, they're essential products. So that to me was so reassuring and really great to realize that not only, I've always known, hey, we're in the health and wellness industry, and that's very, very good industry to be in. It's always consumable. It's always needed by people. People are looking for alternative answers. We have alternative answers for them. It's one of the top 5 industries in the world is healthcare. So we already had that going for us. But now when the whole world is looking at what's a necessity, what's not, what's essential, what's not, and we are considered essential, that was so comforting to know. So yeah, we never saw any shutdowns, any distribution shutdowns. We did send our office workers at corporate headquarters, those that worked in the office, they worked from home during the shutdown last spring, but that didn't interrupt anything. We actually have a really great rapport with the state of Utah as one of the top employers, and dōTERRA has won countless awards for what they've done for the employment and the economy in Utah, and so no one wants to see the company being harmed at all. So we're in good shape there. In fact, last April, we actually saw our record highest month. This was record breaking. The highest month of sales in the history of the company happened April of 2020, when so many businesses were suffering. It was heartbreaking to see. It still is. How many have really suffered just big blows. And it was pretty humbling in April to hit our record-breaking sales month. And I hope those of you that are a part of dōTERRA already and you've been building your business, I hope that the gravity of that wasn't lost on you. With great blessing comes a great responsibility, right? So that has been heavy on my heart and at the forefront of my mind, and I hope it is for you too. When we have stability and we have income, we need to look to see who we can bless and who we can help. That's kind of a side note. But yes, we did have a record-breaking month. Now, we have, on a normal year cycle, we're pretty stable as a company. We're not all that seasonal, but we do have some months that we tend to spike higher, and a lot of it has to do with company specials and things like that. But we do tend to spike high in November and December and July, and then there's some months that August is kind of usually the lowest month, a little on the low side. So April is not normally one of our high months. It's sort of in the very average zone. And yet it was our record-breaking month, and it has to do with what products we were selling and the needs that it was meeting for people that were focused on their health, their environment, all of that. So let's just talk about that. What kind of products we have, and what kind of problems we can solve. Well, a lot of them, but I think the top ones this year that are really important to focus on is supporting immune systems. So we've got immune support, we've got environmental purification, cleaning type products. We're diffusing in the air, we're cleansing the air. We've got surface cleaners. We've got the best hand wash you can get. We've got the sanitizing spray. These are all things that people want, but they definitely want the immune boosting. They want products that are going to help ease symptoms, respiratory support. We've got, well, let's just go beyond just immune and staying well. We've got products that help people be healthier and more fit. And so when you live in a country with an obesity epidemic and we're dealing with a health crisis where that's a high risk factor, we've got products that can help people gain more control over their health and improve their ability to live healthy, okay? We also have products that help with mental wellness, sleep, and feelings of anxiousness, and products that help reduce stress. So I want you to just think of the state of the world right now, and I think if any of us said that we didn't have a higher stress level in the year 2020, we're lying, right? There's a lot to be a little stressed about, and the whole world is just dealing with, I think, an elevated cortisol level this year, a lot of stress, and we have products that can help bring that down, help with anxiousness, help to sleep better at night. We also have kind of in that category of brain support and mental wellness. We can help kids with focus, they've got stress levels too, and they're dealing with some very difficult learning situations, and we have things that can help with the brain as it's trying to adapt and adjust to distance learning, online learning, homeschooling, all of the even just like the emotional upheaval and the stress level in homes. So we have something good we can bring to the world, but we also have something that's else, and that's really important if you're business minded, and it's consumable and it's wanted because it's solving problems. With a doTERRA business, you're never going to have to worry about getting laid off because you are your own boss. You are a CEO of your own company, so that's huge. You can always determine what you want to do with your business. You can grow it as much as you want to grow it, as much as you want to invest into it. It's all up to you. You're calling the shots. You also get to make your own hours, which is huge, because if you need to work around another job to create a second stream of income, you can do that. If you need to work around your kid's new school schedule, you can do that. And that has been huge for me because we've got 4 kids. 2 of them are in college and are now having to live at home and do college from home because of 2020. I've got one who we've had to pull into homeschooling, and I've got another one who's doing a hybrid 2 hours in school a day and the rest distance learning. And let me tell you, our whole world, our whole schedule is just turned upside down just around managing all of that school stuff. And so we've got so many parents that are homeschooling or managing distance learning that are able to build their business around that. And they're so grateful for the flexibility. I'm so grateful for the flexibility. It's amazing. And on a side note, I will say, not just parents, but teachers. We've got people on our team who are teachers, who are managing the stress of distance learning and that new schedule, and then they're able to build their business in a few hours, a day outside of that. So they've got another stream of income coming in, whether they just want that backup income, that extra diversification, that extra safety net, or they're wanting a way out of their current job that, let's face it, is completely different now, and maybe it isn't what they want to do long term, and they need an exit plan. That's an option too. So that's just one example. We're seeing all kinds of benefits to people in different situations because they can make their own hours and work from home. So let's just talk about the importance of residual income. I think it kind of goes without saying after everything that we've seen this year. We have seen people have their income disappear, their jobs disappear. To have a residual source of income that is there for you, even when stress happens and you have to go into crisis management on whatever level, something blows up in your own life or in the world, you've still got this residual stream of income. That is huge. And I hope if you have built residual income with doTERRA that you have taken the time to thank the person that brought that into your life. So I'm so grateful for my enroller, my friend Melissa. So Melissa Morgner, if you see this video, I've told you before, but I'm going to tell you again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, because of course doTERRA has blessed our family for many years, and I've always been so grateful, but not until this year did it really fully get put into perspective. Because on a personal note, let me just tell you, the businesses that my husband and I were in, the industries that we were in before doTERRA would have been shut down. So when doTERRA came into my life in 2012, I owned a salon and my husband owned an office supply company. So he supplied offices with like ink and toner, and I did hair and makeup. So if we were still in those businesses today, we would have lost both of them. I would have had my salon shut down. I would have had no income. And my husband's, all of his customers were in office settings where they went home and they are all learning to work digitally now. They're not using paper and ink. And so it would have really hurt his business as well. So I'm so grateful because I have residual income, and I don't take that for granted. It's there on the days that life hits so stressful I can't work. It's still there. I still get paid. It's there when I'm sleeping. I still get paid. Now, when you start your doTERRA business, it's not going to be residual in the very beginning. You have to build up to residual, but that's the goal, and that's what we train you to do. So in the early phase, you're earning money based on the work that you're doing, and then you're building a base of customers where when they're reordering, you're getting paid on that. So over time, it becomes residual. How fast you get there is up to you, but we are seeing people that are taking it really serious now because they know they want that. They're going after it and they're doing it quickly. Some aren't. They're kind of sitting around waiting. I could give you my advice. I say go after it, get that residual pipeline of income built, because you may be in a position of extreme gratitude that you did it during a season when you could do it someday. All right, so having that extra source of income is huge. Some of you are needing to build a replacement income fast too. Or you're considering that you might need one in the future. Use this time wisely. That's my advice to you. Use this time wisely. So let's talk about doTERRA as an investment. The word investment. I'm a big fan of investing for the future. My husband's a big fan of investing for the future. We've invested in stocks and mutual funds and IRAs and everything for years. I just switched over here because I want to pull something up on my computer to read to you. So I'm just going to look at one part of doTERRA's compensation plan. It's just one part. It's not even the main part. It's not the meat and potatoes. It's just a side bonus called the Power of 3 bonus. Hopefully you've watched a video, you've looked at the build guide, you kind of have an understanding of the different types of payment or commission that doTERRA pays out. Well, Power of 3 is one of them. So you get your 3 people that are on loyalty rewards orders of 100 under you. You get all that volume, residually every month with you and those 3 people, and you're earning your $50 Power of 3. And then they get their 3, they're earning their 50, you get your $250 a month Power of 3 bonus. And then the third level is, when those people get their 3, then it trickles up to you. You're now getting $1,500 a month as a bonus added onto your regular paycheck. So let's just look at that bonus alone. We're going to compare it. I have some cool stats that a financial planner that is part of doTERRA actually came up with this little chart, and I think it's profound. It's very simple, but it's very profound. So let's look at that level 1, $50 a month. Let's just say that $50 a month was an investment and we're going to compare it to investing in the market, the stock market. Okay. So if you look at the average time that it takes to earn the bonus, that's 3 months is the average for somebody that's working towards it. You're going to earn with a $50 bonus $600 a year. Okay, $600 a year. In order to equal that, if you were out there just putting money, investing into the market, you would actually need to have $12,000 to put into the market, and you need to be earning 5% back, which is actually pretty high compared to what we've seen earlier in this year. But if you, let's just say best case scenario, you're earning 5% in interest back on that. To earn that $600 a year, you have to have $12,000 to put in there. So you could have $12,000 and invest there, or you could go out and take 3 months to build a power of 3, and you're going to get the same amount. But let's look at the 250. So if in 6 months, that's the average time to people take to get their $250 power of 3, that earns you $3,000 a year. In order to do the same amount through investing, 5% interest, you'd need to put $60,000 into the market to be able to earn $3,000 a year off of what it's generating. Okay, the last level, $1,500 a year, that's earning you $1,500 a month, earns you $18,000 a year. So how much would you need to put in the market at 5% interest to gain that same kind of return, $18,000 a year? You'd need $360,000. So if you have $360,000 to put in the market, you could do that right now, but you need to be able to guarantee that you're going to get 5% return on it. And I don't know about you, but things have been a little in the market. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not going to give you advice there. But what I just wanted to share that with you, because that is just one of our bonuses. That's just that's the cherry on top of our unilevel and our fast start commissions. So when you talk about investing in, you don't have to have any money to invest in. You just have to put the work in to go and build your business so that you have that residual bonus check. And then you can go far beyond that, far beyond that, far beyond that. That's just one bonus. It's a good investment right now. It's a really good investment. We're in a season where people are saying, buy gold and silver, because there's a lot that's up in the air right now. And I'm not telling you what to do and what to buy, but you hear those conversations because that's the state of the world. So with the volatile state of the world, you want to think carefully about where you're investing your money. Of course, get some good advice, but where are you investing your time? What can you do? Maybe you don't have money to invest. You can invest your time to grow a pipeline of residual income. That's what I'm telling you. You do have time, and maybe you're feeling stretched for time. I did when dōTERRA was first presented to me. I was like, yeah, I don't have time. I had time. I just had to make some choices about what I was doing with time, and it was hard. It was hard. I had to sacrifice some sleep, to be honest with you. I had to start getting up a few hours earlier, and I had to give up some relaxation time, and I had to grind it out for a while to actually get my residual income going. And now that residual income's there. I have spent years building it, and I still work hard in my business, but it's there. Even if I want to go on vacation, it's there. Okay, so let's talk about challenges with the state of the world right now, because there are some challenges, and I'm going to be super straight with you. I want you to know exactly what the game is that you're playing, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you that there aren't some challenges. There are, but I think they're completely overcomeable. Okay, we can figure them out. We can come up with solutions, and we are. And those that are problem solving can completely, make their business grow despite these challenges. So I call them minor challenges. They're headaches. They're things that we have to put our brain to work on, and we have to come up with solutions, and we have to deal with them, but we can still really grow a strong business. So here's the 3 that I have seen. One is we've had some stock issues with some product going out of stock, coming back in stock. It's been more than normal, but it hasn't been anything shattering. And we've seen very few essential oils actually go out of stock. Very few of our main products have gone out of stock. The things that we've had trouble with, selling out of and going out of stock, and it's been a little bit like, this is out of stock, now this comes back, now this is out of stock. It's because a lot of it has to do with packaging. So products that, if we have another company, we're sourcing packaging for, a plastic package that something goes into, like our shampoo or cleaning concentrate or something. Sometimes we get backed up on that because we're at the mercy of other suppliers. So that has happened this year, some, not nearly as bad as with some companies. Has it been a headache? Yes. It's been a headache because it's always changing, and we're having to always check the product stock on a few things. And yeah, people have been really annoyed that they couldn't get shampoo for a while, but it's coming back in just a few days. We're gonna have it back. So there is a little bit of that has been frustrating, but doTERRA's been doing a fabulous job of helping us troubleshoot. When they have a limited stock, they're making it available with certain limitations and trying to get it out to us as much as they can. So is it a headache? Sometimes. Is it a deal breaker? No. Has it made my income tank? Absolutely not. So it's nothing that should stop us. We just sometimes have to look up what's in stock and help our customers. I'm so sorry, but I'll let you know when it's back in. That's it. Shipping delays. Shipping is a little slower now across the board, across the company, across the country, across the world. doTERRA, just so you know, is doing everything on their end to keep things as speedy as possible. Our distribution is still going strong. We have paid top dollar, the maximum amount that a company can pay our carriers like UPS and FedEx, and we have the best service possible. Are they getting slowed down now that it's holidays and it's still pandemic and all of that? Yes, they're getting slowed down everywhere. So we do have shipping delays expected, but that's kind of just the state of the world. And the good part about that, I don't know if it's good, but it helps, is that customers tend to be a lot more flexible and understanding because they're hearing it from other companies too. And it just is what it is. And they're thinking ahead and they're ordering ahead more. So is that a headache? Yeah, it can be a headache for sure. Does it mean we can't build a successful business? Absolutely not. These are minor challenges that businesses have. Okay, so then the third is that gatherings are limited in some places or prohibited. I told you earlier, I'm in Oregon. We are, I think, the most restricted in the country right now for gatherings. We're technically not supposed to have more than 6 people. It's really restricted. So compared to other states where gatherings are still happening much larger than that normally, we have different sets of challenges. So as I talk to my team, some of you having classes, in-person classes, doesn't seem doable right now, or it's not even allowed right now. There's plenty of other ways to educate people about oils. You just have to be creative. Some of you in some states, you can gather, and maybe people are wanting to get together in small groups more. That's awesome. So it's going to look a little different depending on where you're at, what your state regulations are, and also what your network of people are. Are they pro-gathering or anti-gathering? That's going to make a difference. So all that means is we have to problem solve. We have to think about, okay, what are the parameters that I have to work with? What are my circumstances? What's my community like? Am I going to build my business through getting people together in living rooms and having classes? Yes or no? I'm seeing that happen in some states beautifully, and it's working great still. In other areas, we're having to be more creative. We're having to do more online. We're having to do Zoom parties. We're having to do Facebook workshops. We're having to do one-on-one, get together with someone one-on-one, which actually people are really craving right now. We're maybe having to just be creative with getting samples to people, doing door drops, for samples. And, we've got a lot of opinions floating out around there on whether we should be in contact with people or not in contact with people. And so much varies based on your geographical region, but it doesn't matter when it comes to having success in this business. It just means that you have to figure out your how are you going to get in front of people? How are you going to teach people about oils? What format are you going to use? You might have to do some trial and error, figure out formats that work for you. But just having to shift and pivot and change your teaching format, that's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. It can be done, and it is being done. We're seeing people succeed. It's really interesting. I watch our team, and just this month we've got several people hitting executive, hitting elite, premier. We've got a new silver and a new gold already that have hit this month, and we're not even done with the month. We're seeing brand new people come in and hit the top enroller positions because they're doing great and they're launching themselves up to elite and they're growing their business. Some of the ones that are hitting these top promotions or the ranks positions or the top enroller list, some of them are doing it with in-person classes because they're in an area where that's happening, and they're not restricted at all. I see other ones that are hitting that are completely locked down and restricted, and they're doing like Facebook workshops or working with people one-on-one. It's amazing to see. I've never seen anything like this. We used to say, okay, here's how you do it. You have a class or you have a one-on-one. Then we started to incorporate a little bit more online, but it was still kind of, this is the core, right? The classes and the one-on-one. And now we're seeing such a versatile methodology happening in all these creative ways. And we're seeing them all work in different ways. There isn't like one way to do it. We still have to teach people about oils. We have to teach them the same content and lead them into enrolling to build our business. But how? That's up to you and what's going to work. So are we having to be a little bit more creative? Yeah. Are we having to be better problem solvers? Totally. That's how we're pivoting in dōTERRA. Does it work? Yes. So here's what I see, and here's my prediction for the future. Those that embrace the problem solving component to how to get in front of people and teach them about oils are the ones that are going to do very, very, very well. And this company's growing and our team is growing and people are going to build amazing businesses for themselves, and they're going to take care of their families that way because they got about the business of solving that problem creatively. And the people that get paralyzed and sit back and they don't do anything, and they don't lead their teams, and they don't share about oils, and they don't teach people, and they don't reach out and help people and offer them help with their wellness, help with their income, and they just sit back and they let the opportunity pass, they're not going to see success. And some of them might be people that have been successful before, but they've let the changing world circumstances create a belief in their mind that what they were doing before doesn't work anymore, when all they needed to do was just get a little creative in how they're reaching people, and they could open up and blow up a whole new way of growing their business. So those of you who are up for the task of just thinking of ways that you could connect with people and share oils with them, you're in a position to do really well, and you're in a position to have a really great income with dōTERRA. And so I'm cheering you on and behind you, and I hope that this helped. Please share this with people that are considering this because they want to know, and they're smart to want to know. They don't want to I don't want to see people just dive into like a new business opportunity that they haven't researched and that might not be solid in the future. Nothing is ever promised. Nothing is ever 100% solid. No industry, no job, no business. So we have to look for what is the most solid, what stands the greatest chance of being a dependable income source. And I see all signs pointing to dōTERRA being in a fantastic position, and I hope you do too. And I hope this inspires you.